Is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Saturday. I am here with the practice squad elevations for both the Eagles and Cowboys for their Week 9 matchup. The game status report was out. You get to see everybody who was questionable and out, and I'll show you that in the depth chart here, but go check that video out yesterday if you're looking for any of that information. But here we've got the practice squad elevations added into the depth chart so you can see what both teams are going to look like for tomorrow's game. Appreciate you all taking the time, hitting that like button, subscribing, all the things you're doing to support the channel. But let's jump right into this bad boy, and we're going to start it off with the Eagles making one practice squad elevation here, and it is a linebacker. Now, you may be asking yourself, why would we elevate a linebacker? So, VanSumeren talked about it, his freakish athleticism. Like this kid, you remember what he did in the preseason game, that final preseason game? He had like 17 tackles, like something crazy. Look, this kid, very young, very raw, just started playing linebacker. But I think, he's clearly being brought up for special teams. It doesn't mean he's playing any kind of defense. I think that, we've got a three-man rotation, Dean and Cunningham starting with Morrow coming in. So I do not feel that it is there, but looking for some special teams help. So that is the elevation for the Eagles. Now, we'll take a look at the reserves here. So if you're wondering why any of these names aren't on the depth chart, here they are. Cam Jurgens did not come off of IR. I've seen people reporting that, but not yet. And when he does, we'll have to open up a roster spot. But he had his 21-day window open, so he'll have to come back after the bye. But, hey, look, let's take a look at this offense. You know what I'm about to say. Tyler Steen, I threw him in at right guard. I really want to see the Eagles do this tomorrow. Look, Sue Opeta, he's been serviceable, but I really think that Tyler Steen is the future here. We talked about it. Maybe he won't be ready right away because of playing tackle, predominantly in college. So I think that, Stoutland's had some time with him. They're giving him work this week in practice, so I'd love to see that. But I know a lot of other questions that happened this week. You talk about at running back. Some people have asked about Penny being the starter now. I don't think Boston Scott being out, that's what that means. I think maybe he sees like 2-3 carries like, Boston Scott would. Hey, maybe they surprise us, throw in like 5 carries. I don't know. But I think they'll still run with Swift and Gainwell there. But I'd love to see Penny back there on kick return. But, of course, their kicker doesn't really, give you kicks to return because he's got like the highest touchback percentage rating. So, of course, I wouldn't even see Penny even if he were back there. But you see here, the offense now has Julio Jones on the active roster. We got Covey there, Zacchaeus, obviously behind AJ and Devontae. So excited about the firepower there. Calcaterra out. Now it's going to be time for Albert O to be active this week. So that's all that means to me is, you don't have to elevate anyone there. You just activate, keep active Penny and Wegan. Yeah, sure. So, I think obviously these guys haven't been better than the guys in front of them. That's why they're not playing. But given an opportunity here, we'll see what they can do with it. And we'll see if Opeta or Steen is the starter. But I'm excited if it is Steen in that spot. And anybody in green, in case you've never seen the show, is new to the roster this season. But, yeah, so now on the defensive side of the ball, this is where VanSumeren is. But, again, I don't think he'll be playing defense. But you see him added there in parentheses. But Bradley Roby is out. We talked about Ricks, Scott, Brown, all trying to do their part to fill that void. So we'll see what the Eagles decide to do here. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb in the slot, going to be intriguing there. But go check out those top matchups. We talked about all of that. But another week without Roby, we will get it all figured out through the bye week. But hoping some of these other guys, especially the young guys, step it up here. And I'm very excited for that. So I had mentioned earlier, Boston Scott being out. I think for me, Rashaan Penny I would have back there, but I don't even know that it will matter. So we'll see at the end of the day if it's Covey back there, Penny. But I don't know if they'll be able to return any, to be honest with you. So now let's take a look at what the Cowboys have going on here. Any thoughts or questions or whatever's on your mind about the Eagles, I'd love to hear it down below. But let's talk about the Cowboys. And they, too, elevated just one player, and they, too, elevated a linebacker. And this is former Eagles great. No, I'm just busting your balls. Rashaan Evans, he was here for a couple days. A lot of people thought the next great starter here, but did not survive. So he went to the Cowboys, and they've got a lot of things going on. We talked about it in behind enemy lines in the top matchups. Marquise Bell, Damone Clark stepping in there with Van Der Esch on IR. But Now Evans will be elevated for a second week. We'll see how much he plays there on defense, maybe a little bit more now that he knows the system. But here is their list of reserves, all the players you will not see on this depth chart I'm about to show you. And apparently I can't talk today, so bear with me now. Been one of those Saturdays already, but Sixers got a nice win, so let's go. But you see here for the Cowboys, left tackle Tyron Smith and Chuma Edoga, his backup, questionable for this game. But them not elevating anybody from the practice squad on the offensive line is very telling to me that, clearly one of these guys is going to be able to play, and probably both. So that's great news for the Cowboys. One of the better left tackles in the game there in Tyron Smith. So, hey, going to be battles to the death. I keep mentioning that top matchups video. Go check it out. There are some heavyweight battles in this one, and you can see their offense loaded with weapons. And, Dak, he's still one of the better quarterbacks in the league, even with the mistakes he definitely makes. But you see on the defensive side of the ball here, they are stacked. And look, our offense, we are too. So, man, I'll keep saying it. Yeah, we're going to face some pretty good teams this year, but they're facing the best team in the NFL in the Philadelphia Eagles. So bring it on. But here is their special teams unit, in case you were wondering. But that is all I've got for you on this fine Saturday. I hope you're all having yourselves a great weekend. I was hopeful to do a live one later. I don't think that's going to happen. But tomorrow I'll be here for the pregame show, whether it's here or a couple hours away from here. We'll see. But if you guys have anything you want to talk about, you have some score predictions, you got whatever's on your mind, leave it down below. Would love to hear your thoughts. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. But until next time, I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. Dallas sucks. And as always, say it with me now, Cowboys!